Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Distance Dilemma podcast. My name is Sean, and I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This is Imran. He is in Thun, Switzerland. This is our long distance friendship podcast. This is episode number 23. Imran, how are you, my friend?
The routine is down. So sweet now. You ever think back about when we first started, like the amount of times we'd have to like redo the introductions, or like for like the first 3 weeks you kept forgetting my name.
Yeah, I prefer not to bring up those because I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't know how to pronounce your surname properly
Yeah,
after
like
10 years.
10 year friend.
Until
But in fairness though, like you see me like even trying to do the videos for like making awareness of the podcast at the start. Like it took me like how many times? Like 20 times I think. And I kept sending all the videos to you. You thought it was really funny.
I wanted to make a blooper reel of that, but there was actually too much footage. There was too much to go through. Like I hadn't got the time to like go through all of it because like blooper reels are like really like meticulous to get through because like while like they're fun videos to make, also like gathering the clips for them, like
It's a
some
long
stuff
time.
doesn't work and it takes a while. Like you're basically looking for like the end bits of when you do your videos and like you're not looking for any of the context of it. You're just looking for like the funny moments in between, which means you can't like if I'm editing like the clips or if I'm editing like stuff for my own socials or for work or whatever, you can kind of sift through and get kind of key notes from like where like you can skip 5 minutes ahead at a time. You know where kind of things are because you're either there when things were recorded or you know
Yeah.
for the podcast it's a lot easier because we're talking about a certain topic or whatever. Like whereas like with bloopers you have to sit there and wait for something to pop
Wait
up. So
for something to pop up.
it just takes a bit longer to like to nail down the things that you want to showcase.
We could do like a yearly blooper, like after we've hit like 1 year, we could do a release like bloopers of all the funny stuff that's happened. I mean, 90% of the time it's just Sean dropping stuff on his table, or like that time when we thought like you were gonna get hit by a bus during the podcast.
Yeah, you can edit that one, no problem.
Yeah, no worry. Yeah,
That would be like the test of like your next phase of like after you've like taken on your influencer era, after you've gotten
yeah.
comfortable like being on camera and stuff. Like then I'm like, right, okay, you can do the edit of like the roughest video edit. There you go. Like
I look. I'm really looking forward to doing like our next podcast in person because I probably more than likely it'll be in Ireland, and more than likely it'll probably be in your office
Yeah, this is true.
or the
This is
couch.
true.
But I'd be worried about Zena popping up,
Yeah, no, I'd say we'll have to do it in here. So to be fair, with another chair upstairs as well. So it'll probably be a similar setup to what we done in yours, but instead of being on a couch, like we'll be on rolly chairs, like rolly office chairs,
Yeah, not the 80s cum couch.
the casting couch. Yeah.
That's the couch. What have you been up to this week? Just working?
Just working, booking gigs, and I'm trying to like get better at like not like slamming myself because like I've actually like my therapist has been like to be Sean, you need to like stop block booking yourself because like I'll literally like keep myself busy like work till 5, go straight out and do something like that, and like stuff just keeps cropping up even when I go to myself, yeah, right, grand, I've got a couple of days, like stuff just keeps like jumping up, and like I'm not complaining, like it's nice things like going to see friends or getting last minute gigs or needing to put a rehearsal together last second. So like it's not like it's definitely not like a bad thing, but like it gets to like Friday morning and I'm waking up again. Like I got up this morning to go to the gym and like my alarm went off at 6:30 and I was like, oh, okay, grand. And like I turned my alarm off and I was like, no. And then like 5 minutes later I was like, oh shit, I forgot I wanted to go to the gym. Like I just was like, I thought my alarm was going off just to get up.
Yeah,
I
just
have
to
to
start
go
the
with it,
day.
And earlier on, I had to go for like a nap. Like I came home, like and I had my breakfast and done work and stuff. And like like for my lunch break, I like ate something. I was like, I need to have half an hour. I just need to.
Yeah.
I need
Sometimes
to
your body
like,
just lets you know, doesn't it? Like your body
yeah,
just tells you after like a while. I'm normally like that as well. Like if I'm having like a busy schedule of 1 week and I'm not sleeping great and I'm just working, it'll be like near enough to the Thursday or the Friday, and then it'll like my body will just be like, Imran, go to bed now for like an hour or go to bed for half an hour. Like you need it now, and you'll have no problem sleeping. It's like you'll hit the pillow and you'll be asleep.
yeah. I used to like. I haven't been a napper since school. Like I used to take naps like when we were in school.
So
Like I'd get home, sleep for an hour. Now part of that is because you're tired of school. The other half of that is you're up till 3 a.m. on Xbox or porn.
I'm working.
or
And
working
working.
as well. Yeah, another viable option as well.
Yeah.
The main three.
I love where Sean's priorities are at, you know?
Yeah.
FIFA wank.
Yeah. FIFA, wank, work in that order.
Well, me and you always talk about like taking a shit on office time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
big believer in that.
yeah. I wonder are like a lot of people big on that as well? Because like, me and you've talked about that many times.
I've
Where
seen a
like,
lot. I've seen a lot of memes about it, so I assume that like it's a thing. Like it's not just like a niche thing that like the two of us do. Like I've
yeah.
seen memes.
But like
About
I've
it.
never talked to any of my mates about it. Only except like only person I've ever talked about it was you. And I don't even know how it came up in conversation. I think I texted you one day on Snapchat and you like sent a photo of like you in like the work toilet. And then you
Sounds
like
like
said like yeah, and you said like oh taking a poop on company time. And then I was like, oh, someone else does it too. Normally I do it to like the last like 40 minutes of my shift and I just milk 15 minutes like.
it's like it's not as bad now. Like in my current job, I'm not just saying that in case my boss is listening as well. Like I don't do it as much now, but like I used to especially do it like in retail because like you'd be on your feet all day.
It's retail.
So like
Yeah.
you get to like hour 7 of your 8-hour shift and you're like, I need to sit down. You can't just sit down, so you go and sit down that way.
Yeah. I remember when I used to work in retail, I used to work a lot on in the change rooms, so like just organising the rails and stuff. But like if I was like the same situation as you, like doing an 8-hour shift, anytime all I do is I go to like the disabled one and I close it over because it's curved rather than the other ones. You're like you can walk in with the door. So I literally go in there, close the curtain, put the rail in front of it, and just sit on my phone for 10 minutes because my feet will be just banjaxed.
Oh,
It's the only like bit of peace I get.
Your feet to be throbbing at that that
Yeah.
point of your shift. Like especially if you're like on like day 5 in a row or something like that
Man.
of like 8-hour shifts. Like your feet are just killing you from like just being from standing all day and walking around.
I don't think people realize how much work goes into retail. Like I was definitely one of them people before I worked in the retail sector because I'm from a gastro background. Like worked in a restaurant and obviously working in a restaurant now as well. But when I went into retail, I was like very surprised the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes that no one else sees. Like the amount of work in the back I had to do was crazy. And so I'm saying it's an easy job in terms of like you don't have to. It's not really challenging, but I mean the amount of work volume that you have to do, especially coming up to like busy periods, especially in like the clothing industry, was like a lot of work. I don't know if you had the same, like, because you worked gastro, but it was also retail. Also, you worked in Harvey as well.
Yeah, I got a bit of kind of everything, like because like I've been a waiter. I've worked in a petrol station. I've worked as a salesman on a shop floor in Harvey's and like behind the counter in donut shops as well. Like so like I think it takes so much mental energy as well as like it's like I noticed like the second I stopped working out, like I've always been a big fella, that's not been strange, but I noticed like once I stopped working as well, like I also started putting on a lot more weight because I wasn't on my feet as much, like
Yeah,
it's stuff like that as well. Like you said, like now I've like the opposite problem where like I actually need to actively go and stand up because I could be sitting on my desk for 8 hours and you need to go and 4 hours and then an hour for your lunch or whatever. But even at that, you're gonna go get your lunch and sit down, and you want to kind of like detox and get away from the work. So like you'll end up sitting on your phone and watching TikToks or doing stuff like that when really should be going for a walk. And I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to like, especially when I'm working from home, trying to like if the weather isn't like pissing down, I'm trying to get Zena out for a walk on my lunch break, like just to kind of get off from my desk and get away from screens.
That's the great excuse about having a dog. It just gets you out of the house. Like I remember the first time I got Bruno, and obviously I didn't grow up with dogs. I never been in a house that had dogs. So when Bruno came to the house, I remember when I started working full time in retail, he was great for getting me out of the house. Like I'd bring him first thing in the morning before work, and then like after work I'd do it straight when I got home. Just it wasn't even just to get like steps in or anything. It was more just to clear the head. Because like sometimes when you go to work and you're doing like an 8 or 9 hour shift, and you come back and it takes you like an hour for your brain to like shut off all the like the energy you were given towards the job, especially like in sales and retail, because you're constantly talking and putting on like this happy persona even though you might be having like the worst day ever. That's the thing. I know people that I don't actually really notice as well, like people that work in retail and sales positions, like they could be having like horrible times at, like in their personal lives, but they have to like put on this like fake happy persona.
Mm.
It's easier said, but it's like wearing masks though, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. Like it's why like I like when it comes to like retail stuff, like I'll always like do my best not to be a pain in the hole. You know, like I actively try my best to be like, look, I have everything here, blah blah, and like try and not even like obviously like you go to when you're in public and shit, like sometimes things go wrong or like I had a, I told you a few weeks ago, like I was when I was in a restaurant and the waitress spilled a pitcher of water on me, like
Yeah, that's happens. Like.
stuff like that where I'm like, look, she obviously didn't mean to do it. Like, was it a shock and was it a bit irritating and annoying? Yeah, 100%. Like, but like I've been on the opposite end of that. Not that I've thrown pitchers of water on people, like but like I've been on the opposite end of that where like something happens that isn't really your fault or like that wasn't the intention and like people just flipped a lid at you, man. So
Oh yeah.
it's like I just try and be like chill and nice and try to be cool with them. Honestly, as well, like 90, and you know this yourself, 99% of the time, man, if you're cool with them, they're cool with you. Like, especially if you go to somewhere like regularly, like your local shop or your local pub or wherever like that. If you walk up one day and like you're a couple of cents short on something or something stupid like that, or like something happens in the shop, like they'll be like, yeah, look, like he's grand, like don't like they won't like be as I don't want to say strict, like 'cause it's not like you're bending the rules or anything like that, but like you will get treated more favorably than somebody who's a dickhead. Because I used to do it myself. Like we used to have we used to have regulars in old places that were arseholes, and I just like I would be like passive aggressively being an arsehole back to them, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to do the same when I worked in retail because we had regulars all the time as well. People that came in like weekly basis, and it all for me in them positions like them kind of jobs. It's all about how like you reflect back onto them. So like again, like you were saying there, like if they're being a dickhead, you obviously can't be a dickhead back because you're in a work environment, but you can be like passively aggressive back to them. Or but like I had a lot of regulars that were also great. Like used to come in like during the Christmas period, like wish everyone well, bring in chocolates and stuff like that. So two ends of the scale. Retail is up and down kind of work.
Christmas in retail that was rough.
Oh my god, man!
It was rough. Like because I actually did not mind my last job, like working in Harvey's. Like I didn't mind it at all. But it was just like those times a year where like it just got really tough. Like like just like there were long days. Like again, like being on your feet and stuff, and like because of the volume of people just like testing your mental strength, asking very stupid questions. Like we've talked about it as well, but like the general public, like it's like, and it does like serve you well when you're going into office jobs and stuff. That like you have to like I like it's something I've learned from retail, like in my job now, where like it's a 9 to 5 type of environment, corporate type of environment. You based off what I've learned in retail, you have to talk to everyone or explain to everyone like they're five, like lay it out black and white. Don't assume anybody knows something. Give everybody all the information in one email or in one talk or one presentation. Like explain the background to everything, because people will ask silly questions, like and that's not like aimed at particular people, like and it's not. I'm not saying like everybody in the corporate world is like like you have to explain to them like they're five, like that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like it makes you like it makes you like understand how to kind of communicate with people properly. Have I ever told you? I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast. I've got a good one from when I used to work in a garage a few years ago, and so there's a rule in petrol stations and garages and stuff, like because people rob them all the time. Like they're synonymous with getting stolen from, right?
Yeah, of course.
So there was like basically like a bit of a code that like if somebody like went, so when you go pull up to a petrol pump, you have to get that approved by the person in there. So when you like take the petrol thing off to top up your car, the person in the shop will get like a little notification or a bell, and they'll approve it or they'll ask you to come in and prepay. Now usually after like 9 o'clock everything's prepay, because sketchy folks come out at night.
Sketchy folks,
sort of sketchy boys, all them sketchy boys. And so like, but there's like a couple of things like so like if like things like if they have no reg on their car, if their car door is open, if they're covering their face, if they look a bit sketchy,
dodgy things, yeah.
That's the key word here, right? So one day I was in work and a car pulled up, and the woman had like gone to top of her car, and her car door was open, and she was also in her pajamas top to bottom. And I said, right, that's kind of two. One's a red flag with the door, and the pajamas thing is also a bit of a, let's call it a yellow flag, like
Mm.
not quite a red flag, but not a green flag either, like So I just saw pump number one, whatever it was, come in. Can you come into the store and prepay? And she comes in, and she's going mad at me. She's like, What you bring me in for? I'm in a rush. I have to go." Blah blah. Blah. And I was like, "Oh, sorry. Just like under certain circumstances, I do have to ask people to come in." And for like 5 minutes, it's a whole back and forth. Like she was talking about how much of a rush she was in for. She's like going back and forth with me for mine. She's like, "But why did you call me in? Why did you call me in? Like, what did I do? I haven't done nothing wrong." Blah blah. I'm like, "I didn't say you did nothing wrong. I'm just following the guidelines that my job have set out. You're hitting two of those marks, so I had to call you in." I just tried to explain to her really calmly for like 5 minutes, but yourself then, like after like a couple of minutes, it becomes a lot more tough to stay polite in these
Yeah.
situations. Like all she had to do was go, "Yeah, grand, I want 20 quid of petrol, 20 quid diesel, whatever, pay me, go back," and she would have topped up her thing. We all would have been on more day. She kept like going, and this is going on like over 5 minutes at this point. And she's like, "But why? But why?" And I just said, and she's like, "But why do you have these guidelines and blah blah?" It's like, I was like, "Look, it's just like because like petrol stations have a high thing of being like they've got a high theft rate and blah blah." I was trying to give her all these things, and she's like, "So what are you trying to say about me?" And stuff like, "I'm not trying to say that about you. I'm just trying to do my job, follow my guidelines." And eventually, I was like, "Just sometimes these things can look dodgy," is what I said, right? And she took that and fucking ran with it, man. Like she said, "I called her dodgy. I called her car dodgy. I called her kids in the car dodgy. I called the way she was dressed dodgy, the way she was talking." Like she took that and said, "I called every aspect of her life dodgy," you know, which was bullshit. Like and one of my coworkers kind of overheard it as well. Like he didn't hear every word of it, but like they knew that I hadn't like fully like slandered her off like that. Like so
Yeah.
she's asking for my manager, and she sent in a solicitor's letter looking to sue us over it as well. Like,
Jesus
and my boss
Christ.
called me into the office, and he was like, "Look, I know." He was like, "I get it." And to be fair, my boss was sound like he was a grand boss, and he was like, "Look, I get it. It's fine." He was like, "But don't use words like that, obviously." Like but yeah, nearly got sued
Luckily,
before.
luckily
Like
didn't
somebody.
end up working there for too long.
No, I think I was only there for like I think a year in total.
Yeah. That them kind of jobs though, they kind of like shape you as a person. You know what I mean? Like them kind of shitty jobs you have when you're starting off like working,
Yeah,
especially
but
like
it's
working
like
working at
I
that
do
young.
like I don't think you could ever really enforce this by law, but I do think everyone should do like a year or two working a
Yeah, well,
customer service job, like just to see like the general public in action, because
yeah.
it is
I
like
think
it's
we said this
fascinating
before
how
earlier in the podcast. I think we
yeah
said that before. Yeah, we talk. We give everyone the retail rundown of how bad retail at Christmas can be.
yeah
Yeah, we're gonna
uh,
turn into like South Korea back at home. Instead of everyone doing military work, everyone has to do 1 year of retail work.
yeah, but like yeah, like because you can tell when somebody hasn't worked in retail or
Oh
worked
yeah,
customer facing or all
customer
like
service. Yeah,
yeah, and it's even though things it's not even just a customer thing, but it's also like the way those places are managed, like with rosters and blah blah. Because like my nana used to always like be so like and like she just didn't get like but she was like, "Oh, can you not just ask for this and this and like what about your benefits and blah blah." I'm like, "Joan, my benefit is that I get paid into my bank account weekly. That's the only benefit I'm getting." Like she's like, "Oh, like do they not like like I think like for like over
does she think
over
it's
the years."
Google?
Yeah, pretty much. Like like the couple of years that I was working in jobs, like I never really would have got like they would never really got you on for any reason, like whether it was your birthday or Christmas or whatever. They're
No.
like when you leave jobs, typically the staff will get you stuff.
Yeah, but
But like
company
that's from the
wise,
staff, but the company have nothing to do with that. Like
especially retail companies, it's hard for them because there's so many outlets and like different versions of them shops all around the country. It's hard for them to give benefits out. Where like for example, like we only have what I think like maybe two Guinness headquarters in Ireland. I could be wrong about that, but like we don't have many. So obviously when they're hiring people for specific roles, they're more entitled to like more benefits and stuff like that. Which I feel like is probably a lot with a lot of companies. But it's weird because I see a lot of stuff in other countries where them kind of positions and jobs, there's a lot of benefits with them if you stay with them long term. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like to be honest. I don't know the ins and outs, bruv. I don't know.
Yeah, like because I know like a lot of people would argue like if you were to get like because like a big talking point of like retail and stuff, and I'm sure you like you're well aware of this yourself is like the pay like because typically it's minimum wage or just above minimum wage,
Pretty much.
which isn't great, But at the vice versa, then the opposite is that the person who's getting paid minimum wage in Dunn's, the reason that like the prices are so cheap in those shops is because they're not paying their staff like 20 quid an hour. Like now I know Lidl and Aldi manage to have really cheap pricing and they do pay their staff a little bit better, but it's not like I think
It's
in
more
the
volume though, isn't it? Like I feel like
yeah
they're buying
yeah
more produce because it's so cheap. Whereas like why work at Marks and Spencers where it's kind of like I'd say like middle class upper. I wouldn't say it's like quite like how would you say what's a fancy one? Another fancy kind of retail shop like that. Like Sainsbury's would be a little bit like that in the UK. They're
right
kind of like a bit higher class. Like we hadn't had tend to have a lot of people coming in that were from Castle Rock and all these places, and buying all this lovely gear. So yeah, I kind of agree with you there. It depends on really the produce and the volume you're
anybody who
selling.
like
Really.
does their weekly shop at Marks and Spencers is just showing off, like
Oh
fully
man, I
just showing
remember
off. Like
some
there's no
like
like Marks and Spencer food is not that good where you warrant doing your weekly shopping there. Marks and Spencer's is good enough to go in once a year. If you're doing your weekly shop at Marks and Spencer's, you need to you're just
a
showing off that
lot
you
of
have money.
money.
You're just showing
It's
off
a
that you
lot
have
of
money.
money. It's a lot of money. I used to love at the end of the night, like any of the produce that was being thrown away, you'd like run down. So you'd be coming home with like 5 packets of bread and like 10 packets of their cookies. Their soft cookies are amazing.
Yeah,
They
small
do it
talks
right.
with those
They
all
do
the
it right.
time. I
Oh,
say I
they're
love a
so good.
soft cookie. Not I don't mind a
It's on
crunchy
the
cookie,
same.
but like a soft like it's like crispy on the edge and like soft gooey in the middle is like that's
Do you
like the perfect
know?
balance.
You have taken those, so you probably know this. Do you know what cookie crumble is? Have you seen these?
What
So
like the
they're
flavor
an
cookie
American.
crumble?
No. So there's an American company like that have opened up. I'd say like the past 2 years now, called Cookie Crumble. And like I started a diet on Monday. Like I started back in the gym, so I've been going gym like Monday to Friday, count my calories and stuff like that. And last night I had like the worst cravings ever for cookies. And Nicola like was on her phone on the first video, and I was just beside her watching TikToks. And the first video that came up was this place called Cookie Crumble, and some girl was reviewing it. But basically, they do these like 6 packs of cookies, and the cookies are like pretty big. Like they're very, I've said about the size of your palm, and man, they're like so like soft cookies, and like they'll have like different flavors. Like they'll have chocolate chip, they'll have like Biscoff, they'll have. If you ever get a chance after the podcast, have a look at it. But it's amazing. Like
You say it's an American place, is it?
it's an American place. Me and Nicola were talking because it's actually a funny story. When we moved to Zurich, we found out about it, and we are like, "Oh, well, let's see if it's in Zurich or in Switzerland for some reason." So we looked up Cookie Crumble, and it came up on like Google Maps that it was there. Me and Nicola were like losing our shit because we were like, for the past 3 weeks, we've just been watching videos of these randomers eating these cookies with like a full glass of milk with ice dipping the cookies in. Like that's all we wanted. Like when you're like some people now have like a big craving for Raisin Canes because they see the dip.
Yeah.
You've probably seen it at the career. So like me and Nick have been talking about it all week. So we were getting excited and all. We left the house, got changed, got the Google Maps on our phone, and then we realised that it was because it said Zurich Cookie Crumble, but there's also a Zurich in America, like a place in America called Zurich. Called Cookie Crumble, and we were like, no, we were devastated because we were so excited. Like all week we were talking about it, like, and yeah. So me, I'm a slow for a cookie. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, like and I was like, I've been sticking to my diet very well. I've been like really
Yeah.
proud with like how I've like kind of stuck around my 2,000 a day mark, and there was a few weeks ago where I was like that as well. I was like, I really really want a cookie, and like I think we saw them in Dunn's actually. I think they had a similar like freshly baked soft cookie, and I picked them up, and I could feel in the packet that they were soft. And
Yeah, that's what I always do. I pick up and start feeling it.
and like Simone's just like, just buy them. I'm like, no, because like I looked at the nutritional information, and like one of them was like 400 calories. I was like, that's like that's my dinner, man. Like,
Dinner,
or that's my lunch. Like dinner's usually around 600. That's my lunch. Like lunch is usually about 400. you know.
Um,
So I was just like, no, like I can stick it out. But the thing is, like on my cheat day, I do my cheat meal, and I can like that's like when I can go ham. You know,
what has been your cheat meal so far? Like,
I've
have you
actually
had one?
I've had such shit cheat meals since I've started. Like, and I think maybe it's a good sign that like I'm not craving shit food. Like I'm not like itching for my cheat day. Like my cheat day is
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
Tuesday or Thursday. I like to do it midweek because
It's like
it's
a
easier.
reward. Yeah,
Like it's like a
yeah,
reward.
yeah.
It's like
He's done.
it's like
Yeah,
Django. Yeah,
Django. Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm not like actually itching for a takeaway and stuff like that. It's just because I think I've changed a lot of my eating habits. But like, it's been McDonald's twice. Once was last night. And I don't love McDonald's as well. Like I'm very, yeah, I can take it or leave it. Like I only go like yesterday. I went out with one of my friends and she wanted to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you're
was
like,
like,
why
no,
not? Yeah, fair.
right, let's go to McDonald's because I don't mind. Like but the week before, I think I said to you, we went out to this place in Tala called the Loban Bay. Me, Small, and Robin went out, and like it was supposed to be like Ireland's version of Raisin Cane's. Like they did the Raisin Cane sauce.
You were
So
saying
they
it
had
was though.
it was dirt. Like I actually like felt worse. Not even like because it was shit food and it made you feel bad, but like I felt like mentally like I paid 50 quid for this. The food is shocking. Like it's just generally bad. Like it's like that time we went to Hogs and Heifers and we didn't even finish our food.
Oh man.
And I've had people since then say, "Oh, I love Hogs and Heifers." I'm like, Hogs and Heifers is one of the very few places I've actually actively left food there, and that's not on a diet. That was me and you going for a feed, like and we just left the food there.
I was very surprised when it's me and you because like even if it's me and you, like we'll normally like we'll kind of get like our mains and then we'll like share a side. You know what I mean? Like we'll get like onion rings or three. Yeah, and we'll share between each other. But like that was one of the first times we've had a meal and we were like. Both of us halfway eating our food were like, this is shit. The atmosphere is shit. Like, the terrible waiting service as well. Like, it's just a shit place. Like, and I've heard the same thing. People talk like really highly of it as well. I don't know if we just went to the wrong one. I don't know.
I think there's only one in Ireland.
Is there?
I don't know if it's. I've not heard of any other one other than the one in Liffey Valley that we went to that time.
If you had a choice though of a cheat meal that you could have, what would be like your perfect cheat meal?
I'd say like on a regular basis, probably a Chinese, like a spice bag or a chow mein or something like that. But like I don't want to do the same one every week as well. Like we're thinking next week. Like so, like we've kind of mapped it out because Simone was a bit not annoyed, but she was a bit like, "Oh, you've used your cheat day and you're gonna go out with one of your friends," which is like she wasn't upset that I went with one of my friends.
Yeah, she's just raging because she's not. Yeah.
And like she was invited. It's not that we didn't invite her; she was invited, but there was a very valid reason why Simone didn't come.
She couldn't go. Yeah.
And so like we went out and done that. So like I said to her, I was like, right, let's like plan out our next few cheat meals. So I think next week we're gonna get a Domino's because we haven't had Domino's in a while. Do you have Domino's over there?
Man, yeah, but it's none of they're all in the big cities. I haven't had one yet since I've been here. I haven't had Domino's in about 2 years.
We when we first came here, like we're getting Chinese and chipper because there's a Chinese and chipper 5 doors down from here. So like we were getting that lot and like we just got a Domino's once and it was fucking class. The Tala Domino's that delivers here is like it's quick enough. It gets here in like half an hour, and it's just like it's a solid Domino's. Like I've had bad Domino's
garlic
as well.
mayo, man. Their garlic mayo. I don't know what they do.
I think the garlic mayo is a tad bit overrated. I like it. I like it. I'm not saying. No, hear me out. Right? I'm not saying that I dislike their garlic mayo. I do really like their garlic mayo, but I don't think it's GOAT tier.
Okay,
I think chipper garlic mayo was way nicer.
Depends on the chipper, but one thing I would say is to battle it because one garlic mayo I think is overhyped is the I'm forgetting. It was in my brain 2 seconds ago. Place in the shop that said they're crossing Nando's.
Crossing Nando's? Oh, Eddie Rockets.
Yeah. Eddie Rockets. Eddie Rock. I think garlic mayo from Eddie Rockets is overrated.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, do you know what the thing is with the two of them? They're both too watery. They're not thick enough.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's the thing I don't like about. Not it's the thing that I like that take marks off the Domino's one for. Because it doesn't hit those levels. I like a thick garlic sauce, like I don't want it watery, like so that's
one thing I would say though is I think it fits well with the pizza though. Like I think the sauce fits well.
This is true. This thing, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm just saying that it's like it doesn't get into like my top 5. Like garlic sauce, all bar chicken's garlic sauce. Anytime I go
we
to
can
all bar
talk
chicken,
all day about all bar chicken. Like.
anytime I go there, I ask for 2 garlic sauces to go. I just keep them in the fridge, and like they'll
All bar chicken,
be there for a while.
please sponsor us.
Yeah, and that's what. So we were saying like we'll do. I think a Domino's next week. We'll do an Indian the week after. Get a chicken tikka, or maybe be a basic bitch and get a butter chicken or madras or something like that. And some naans and bhajis and all that sort of carry on. And then the week after, I think we said we'd go to All Bar, because we haven't been to All Bar since Valentine's Day. And we used to discuss, because me and Simone used to, before we moved together, we used to literally be going out twice a week, because it was the only way we could meet in the middle between the two houses, because there was no direct bus from Blanche to Ballyfermot. And like we would probably go to All Bar like once every month or two.
Man, I miss takeaways so bad. Like I think like at least once a month for like a full day, all I'll be thinking about is all takeaways. Like when I come home now in January or around that period next year, I'm literally gonna be planning out my days around food. Like it's gonna be like Krusty's gonna be there, Domino's is gonna be there, All Bar is gonna be there, Chinese is gonna be there. We'll have to throw in a little chipper or an Indian in there as well. Like all the spots are gonna be hitting. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Big munch.
Big munch. Yeah.
Maybe a little mukbang.
Like,
a little mukbang. You know what I'm saying?
A little Nick Avocado, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like I can't wait for like the day you come back and we do our like day of food tour.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a whole vlog. It's gonna be a vlog.
Yeah, like it'll have to be breakfast. Will obviously have to be crusty, and then All Bar will have to be for dinner. So it's about what we do in the middle. Like,
oh, can you do the thing where so Sean does these videos for his gigs. So for when he's doing rehearsals for his gigs, and he does like this like little thing where he goes, and you can see it from my perspective.
Okay,
from
yeah,
these
okay,
yeah. So put them on and do the routine now, because I love watching. No, like every week, right? Like I'll watch your videos that you'll post like about rehearsals or anything. Yeah, but I love that's my favorite thing about the video. Like right,
I don't do the introduction when I'm recording. Like I do that like a week later.
Yeah, no, but just do it for a few.
Okay, I can just put the glasses on.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, these are my Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses.
Yeah.
And they have a camera up here and up here.
Okay.
I'll like use this as a clip at some point next week. Oh man, this is the one week where my desk is manky, because I was changing guitar strings before we started recording, so my desk is manky, and it's just going to be a POV of like all this shit, but we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway.
Right, so here's my perspective of when we're recording the podcast with my phone. This is going to be so bad for the audio listeners as well, by the way.
Let's just, we've given up on the audio listeners right now. Follow us on YouTube.
Just giving up on you, sorry, it just don't matter anymore, lads.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, the setup is the phone. Like I've got my phone going into the MacBook. I've got Imran there. I've got some topics and some keynotes and stuff here on the side. All my dirty guitar strings. Thanks very much. My dirty cloth from cleaning my guitars. Thanks for this. My printer. Other crap from cleaning my guitar. My tickets to go and see Dua Lipa tonight. My car keys.
Yup, do it.
So yeah, this is my perspective of recording the podcast. If you sometimes see that I'm not looking at the camera and I'm looking at Imran, because Imran is here and the camera is up here, because we have the HD 4K here and we have Imran here, you know, because the camera in this laptop isn't 4K, so I don't have to report. But then it doesn't matter because the clips end up coming out in like 720 anyway. So yeah,
there you go.
These are my smart glasses. I hope you all enjoyed that little segment.
Hey. What I was actually talking about was when Sean does his videos for his rehearsals, he says like the same thing every week before he starts it, and it's like he's like, "Come to rehearsals with me," and he puts the glasses and he goes, "From my perspective." That's what I wanted. Yeah. But he went on a little spiel there. We let him.
No, sorry, I thought I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's time to go to rehearsal. Oh yeah, it's usually Monday, so it's like it's Monday. It's 5 o'clock. It's time to go to rehearsals. I'll snap my fingers. I'll put the glasses on, snap my fingers again, time it up so it looks like I just snapped them once, and then go for my okay, right. I just like whatever.
We just let him.
No,
He was getting excited because we just let him be like.
man, my desk is manky. I'm not excited at all for anybody to see this.
Segue into the topic for this week.
I'm gonna ban that. That's the segue. Right. So our topic for this week is things that we would ban if we ran the country. So, do you want to kick things off with this, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this since originally
for a
me
whole
and Sean.
10 minutes before we start.
Yeah,
recording.
we've what's been happening is we've last week we were very good. We sat down, we had a little team meeting, and we made our little list for the future going forward with the podcast. The topics we want to explore and what we can talk about and what we've already talked about. Blah 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 blah. And then this week we were meant to do it on something else, but like 10 minutes or about half an hour before we started this, we were like, okay, shit, what are we gonna do? And then Finn was like, this, boom, and I was like, okay, class, straight away. Like my brain was just coming with loads of ideas. So the first one, I think you can both. I know for a fact this is on your list in your brain, right? Is people on public transport, watching videos or listening to music with no headphones.
Yeah, facts. 100%.
That they need to be banned.
Banned. Yeah, banned.
The people need to be banned.
You know that clip from
Straight to jail.
the clip from Parks and Rec, right to jail, straight to jail.
Yeah.
Believe it
Straight
or not,
to jail.
jail. This is applicable to everything we're about to say here. Yeah, that especially, like, that's my thing of like using your speakerphone on the bus and stuff. Like, we don't need to hear the whole conversation between you and your longtime lover. I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, why do people not have earphones?
Not even that. Like, you just put the phone up to your ear. Just put your phone up there like that, like, and like is what like people shouting as well. Like, if I get a phone call when I'm on public transport, I'll answer it and say, "Hey, yeah." And if they're looking for a chat, I say, "I can't chat right now. I'll call you back when I can." Or like if they're just giving me a bit, like they're just saying, "Oh, we're meeting here instead," or "We're doing this," blah blah blah, and it's like a 2-second conversation. Grand, that's acceptable. But if the conversation's going on more than like 2 minutes, and you're talking on the bus, how are you, John Joe? Blah, blah, blah. Jesus, how's the kids? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's where we need to.
Why does no one use their inside voice? I don't get it.
Go to jail. Right to jail. 100%.
Yeah. No one uses their inside voice on a bus for some reason. It's always like the over the top, like you were saying there, John Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the first one that came to my mind anyway.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
This is like a one that I've actually seen twice recently. I'd only seen this once in my life before the last like 3 months, right? But people who clap in the cinema.
Oh, at the end of
a film. I've had this happen twice recently. I went to see the live action How to Train Your Dragon last week. Class, by the way. And it's like at the end of it, people started clapping. And I was like, what the fuck? And it was the same at the end of Thunderbolts as well. Thunderbolts finished and people started clapping. I was like, that film is not good enough to one, warrant a clap, but two, are you clapped? Stop. Stop. No. The only acceptable like claps in a theater are films like The Iron Claw and like Infinity War. Not even Endgame, like Shawshank Redemption, like films like that. I wouldn't even, like, as much as I love the film, I wouldn't even put Sinners in that bracket. Like,
I think it's only really acceptable at premieres. Like where the cast and everyone's there. You know what I mean? So like you can like acknowledge the director, you can acknowledge the people that were involved in the film. That was a good movie, thanks very much. But people doing it in the cinema when there's only like 10 people there.
You're literally just clapping at the projectionist in the room behind. Who's
probably not even in there. He's probably having a nap on the floor. Like, you know what I mean? I think another one will be as well on the same thing is people clapping when the plane lands.
Yeah, that was like the original.
That was the original. Yeah. I just don't get it. I mean, like, okay, thanks for the pilot, but that's his job. His job is to land and lift the plane off the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very Roy Keane of you. Like,
it is. No, it is.
You don't clap the postman for delivering the post.
It's true, though. It's a job. Like, it's a job. I seen actually recently they released a movie about what happened during the Euros when he was sent home.
Yeah, I think the trailer dropped. I didn't watch the trailer.
No, I didn't watch it. I think I'll watch it when I'm bored one day. I'll just throw it on.
That's like a Disney Plus Sunday afternoon board type of film. Like, that's not something I'd be like. I don't know. Maybe if the reviews are great and stuff, I might go and see it when it comes out. But it's not a film I've been keeping tabs on Like, you know,
No,
I heard
sure.
it was getting made, and I was like, oh shit, there's a trailer for it now, so it actually got
Yeah,
made.
sure. It's like, I wonder what's gonna happen in it. You know what I mean?
No spoilers.
Another one I kind of had was just like lads walking around with vapes, like the young fellas, like they're just annoying. You know what I mean? Like just go like.
I think you need to give a bit more context.
Have you ever been walking down the road in like Harrison Hunstown and there's like 8 lads in front of you all smoking a little raspberry Lost Mary, right? And all of it's just coming back into your face when you're behind it. You know what I mean? It's like me. I don't really want to be walking around the jasmine bejezel flavor in my face, like.
I think it's like I don't understand people who start vaping who never smoked. That just fucking
Trend.
does not make sense to me. Like, you know, like I just don't understand why you would start doing it. Like, you know,
It's so addictive as well.
Yeah.
And it's worse. It's worse than actually smoking cigarettes. They're in schools now telling kids to smoke cigarettes instead of vapes. Go on there, John Joe. Have your first fag. Good young fella.
Like, so do you want, what's the brand's name? Lost Mary or John Player? John Player is your man. Yeah, I don't get the whole, like, fair enough, like I get people like who like are trying to stop smoking or trying to stop smoking when they're drinking and blah blah blah. Like, you know, yeah, grand have it. Like I haven't inherently got, like, obviously smoking's bad for you, but I don't particularly have a problem with you doing it. Your body is your choice. Do what you want, like, you know. But like, I just like you said, like fucking young fellas, like, you know, 13 and 14-year-olds.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, you know, it's like
Acting a hard man. Like, relax.
it literally is just to seem cool. Like, there's nothing you can tell me that will convince me that they're doing that because it tastes good, or like it because they think this is going to be good for me in the long run. Like, they think they're just doing it because it's a phase, and yeah, it's just and it's mad. It's become so normalized as well. Like, you know.
Yeah, but I think that's cool. Like, cool is like James Bond is cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool because he's classy. You know what I mean? He's a spy.
He smokes John Player.
Yeah, he smokes. He smokes proper cigarette. He's a man. He chews tobacco.
He's not choosing like Marlboro. Like, he's gone like John Player.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what's the other like big brand of cigarettes? I don't know.
Drum. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Drum.
Weed.
I don't know. Weed. Amberleaf.
Amberleaf. Yeah.
Cigarettes.
At least Amberleaf has a bit of artsmanship to it. You know.
Yeah, it's
like a bit of craft.
the working class is tobacco. You know.
Yeah. The working man's pipe.
Literally is.
Next thing I wanted to say, and I'm gonna upset the person that I live with here, Simone. Slow walkers, because Simone's a bit of a slow walker. Slow walkers wreck my head. Or people who don't know how to walk properly in public. More specifically, like, you know, like, fair enough. Like,
just shuffling down the road.
If you've got little legs and you can't keep up with the flow of traffic, like, right, okay, grand. But like people who like walk in groups and like fucking like just people who just stop. Like, they don't slow down, they just stop in the middle of the road. Are you for real? Like, what the like it just right, because I walk through town all the time. Like, I usually walk home from work, like, you know, and it's just like people just like have a bit of awareness for what's going on around you, like, you know. I think it's like as well, like, because I'm not wearing headphones because of trauma. And and other people, like, I just people are in their own worlds, and they don't, like, I'm in my own world while I'm in the gym and stuff, like, you know, and whatever, like, you know. But like, just when you're out and about, just like take note of what's going on around you, like, you know, because I've crashed in, and I'm a big fella. Like, if I bump into you, you're gonna fucking know about it, like, you know, because I would class myself in the quicker walker category. I would, you know, speed off. I could get to places quickly enough by walking, you know.
I get that too, though. Like, it's just like, what are they doing in their lives to be walking so slow? Like, they must have no responsibilities. They have nowhere to go to, so that they decide to walk at like the speed of a snail. Like, I'd love to live my life like that, where I could walk super slow like that. You know what I mean? I need to be home and watch my show in 20 minutes. You know. It's literally
Hannah Montana starting on Disney Channel in 5 minutes. Will you fucking move?
My next one is a bit more personal, right? And I'll give a background story, right? I would ban blue cheese, the sauce. And the reason I would ban blue cheese is I used to work in TGI's, I said it before on the podcast. And when that sauce would accidentally drop on your hands, anyway, you'd wipe it off usually, to work in the kitchen, you'd wash your hands. That smell stays it like stinks on your skin, right? It also tastes terrible, right? It's like the texture of cottage cheese. Have you ever had? You've had cottage cheese? I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the texture of cottage cheese, and it's like white and blue. I was like, in what world would somebody enjoy eating this with wings? And it used to annoy me so much when I used to go out to a restaurant and I used to order wings and I'd know for a fact I'm gonna get blue cheese because that's what they say cold and cold go together. But I honestly be much rather down for a garlic mayo. Like I despise it. It's the one sauce in the world that just no thanks, not for me.
Yeah, not a big blue cheese guy myself. Is it like garlic in that way, where like it would like in the way when you chop garlic, it's on your fingers for like a day?
On your fingers,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
that's the exact same thing.
Now
with
I
blue
don't mind.
cheese.
I actually kind of don't mind like going in for a bit of a sniff throughout the rest of the day, like because I like the smell of garlic,
No,
That's-
I wouldn't
that's-
be doing
that-
that. Thanks, Finn. You just exposed yourself to the world. Sean goes around sniffing his fingers during the day. Oh, Simone. Oh, sorry, Simone. She's gonna kill me for that.
Anyway, you just try and back yourself out of that corner. You can say the next one.
Let me think. What else? Maybe I would love to go back to times. I know we don't want to talk about football too much, but I'd love to go back to times when VAR wasn't a thing.
Really? No, I like VAR.
It's just not consistent enough. That's my
I
problem.
know. I love the drama. It's brilliant.
Do you see
No,
now,
it doesn't go with me all the time, but it does create chaos, and that's what I like about it.
but I also miss like things just happening. Like you know what I mean? Like, do you remember when Liverpool played Middlesbrough and like the volleyball came onto the pitch?
Yeah.
And like Pepe Reina got confused. Like I miss all that kind of stuff, like random. I mean, obviously I'm not very happy. Like I wish VAR was around for one year and balled against Ireland. You know what I mean?
It's two sides of the coin. Like
There's two sides of the coin. I like VAR, but I wish it was more consistent. That's my.
This
my
is the
issue.
thing, right? I don't disagree with you on that. VAR does need to be more consistent in football. That's the problem with it, because like other sports like rugby and tennis and cricket and stuff, they've adapted technology into their games flawlessly, and they've enhanced their games, and VAR has enhanced football, but it's also, understandably, it's frustrated some people as well. So like this is the consistency, but like because it's not always as black and white as the ball is in or out of play. Like with goal line technology, like that's like you think of goal line technology coming in, that's been like brilliant for football, like because you don't have instances like what's a goal line controversial goal line thing? The goal for England
Germany and England
against Germany,
Where the
and
ball balanced out, yeah.
the one where Liverpool did not score against us in the Champions League in 2004, Luis Garcia, a little rat. Like stuff like that doesn't happen, and because like stuff like penalties and free kicks and yellow and red cards can be so subjective. It's not always as black and white. Now there is clear sending offs, there's stuff that is absolutely clear. But then, like I've also watched games where I've gone, how are you not sending that person off? Even on my own team, like I'm thinking, like, how the hell did you get away with that? Again, I feel like it will balance out overall. I've definitely watched games where I felt like we got fucked over by VAR, and then there's games where I watch and I go, I think we were lucky not to get a player sent off, or I think we were lucky for a goal to stand. So I think it does balance out overall, but
We'll see.
Yeah.
The future seems to tell. You know what I mean? I know another one, right? I know you probably have a couple more, but this one that just came off my. I want to say it before I forget it. 99s aren't 99 cents anymore. 99s are like £3 from the ice cream man. What's that about? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's what's happening, like
Capitalism, bro. Freddo's, I haven't seen a 25-cent Freddo in minimum 10 years. Doesn't happen anymore. And as I've said on this podcast in the last few weeks, I am flat out on the Freddos recently. So trust me, I'm well up on the economical process of Freddos.
He's keeping Freddos going.
I'm keeping tabs on the Freddo conundrum. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Sean Freddo Finn.
Please, I'm just after getting out of funny finner. Please don't make that a thing now as well.
Oh, that's definitely, I'm definitely changing his name on WhatsApp to that now.
One of my mates, Lewis, texted me this morning, and he said, "Finner's me boy," and I texted him. And I said,
Shitters
never.
me, boy.
I texted him. I said, never address me any other way than that ever again. That was fucking brilliant.
Sounds like an elephant asking you for directions. Shitters me,
Literally,
boy.
that's, I just saw that because that was the intro to the text. I was like, that is fucking hilarious. I love that.
That's gas. That's gas.
I like, yeah, I did genuinely. I thought it was funny. Like, but see, do you? I know you don't like. Should we? I don't know. Should I say the name you don't like being called on the podcast?
We can expose it now. We can expose
expose
it.
it.
You brought it into the atmosphere, you know?
But the thing is, right, we're deep enough into the podcast that it's not like somebody tuning in for like people who are listening to this care about you and they will take
Yeah.
this out of it.
It's the Algerian brothers. We need to let them know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the Algerian brothers, yes.
We love Algeria.
Algerian Brotherhood Trust.
Maybe me and Finn will go visit Algeria one day. I don't know.
That could be our podcast weekend trip, like our city break. Go to Algeria.
That'd be mad. That would be wild.
Do like a fan meet up in the middle of like a town square, like 4 people show up.
Yeah.
And 2 people are just randomers walking their dog, and they just vibes. Yeah, I'll say
nicknames, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say mine that I hate being called. And like people have said this. I keep getting called this at 5-a-side, and like I don't know how to bring it up to the lads because like the lads I play 5-a-side with now. I like it was when I used to play 5-a-side with you and the lads in Blanche. I knew 70% of them like on a personal level, and then the other ones are like mates of mates. So I could say it to the lads and be like, oh, I'd rather you just didn't call me this, just purely out of like I just don't like being called that. Nothing traumatic or I just don't like being called this, right? And I get called it in 5-a-side. I hate being called Shawnee. Shawnee wrecks my head, man. It does really annoy me when people call me Shawnee, or like in particular Shawnee will annoy me. Shawnee boy will get me to flip the lid.
Shawnee boy.
Shawnee boy. And it's just, I don't know what it is. I've never, it's just, you know when someone calls you something and you're just like, do not fucking call me that.
Yeah. So
but I haven't been able to say it to the guys at 5-a-side because like I literally only know Simone's stepdad and like one of the lads he works with up there. Like in like not like I don't even know the other lad like in a personal level. I just know him. Like I'm still trying to remember everybody's names that we're playing 5-a-side. So I don't feel comfortable enough saying to them, lads, don't call me that, because I feel like it'll come across passive aggressive, like, you know. But like you know, when you get the ball, like, you know, people are like calling for it, or they're saying I'm gonna see him. They go Shawnee, and I'm just like I'm like in the middle. I'm gonna flip the lid. I'm gonna flip the fucking lid.
You're gonna turn around one day, just bring the ball and kick out him.
Yeah.
I feel like Shawnee and Shawnee boy are like L fella sayings for some reason.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's what an L fella would call you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when they call you a son. I used to get that a lot in retail. Oh, thanks, son. Good man yourself, son. I was like, mate, don't call me that. For me, it was, I mean, Sean knows this already from when I was growing up. When I was a kid, I think I was probably about 10 or 11. I was telling my auntie in America at the time, like, oh, everyone in school has Facebook and I really want to join and stuff like that. So she like set me up on Facebook. But this is back when like Facebook was like just kind of taking off. We were like really popular at the time. And she set my name to Imi because that's what she used to call me. So it was Imi Malik Mar. But then like a lot of people in school during that time when I started joining first, second year, like they were, you know, everyone's like, when you first join like secondary school, like, everyone starts adding each other on like Facebook, and you end up nearly like following like half of the people in school. I don't know how it happens. It just naturally happens. Like you follow each other on Instagram, Facebook,
you
Snapchat.
Just start a little cult, you know, nothing major.
Yeah, not major.
Just
but
like 13-year-olds.
I hated it because it would just become like people were like not like calling me that rather than Imran. Like, and it went on for a while. Like, I think I say maybe after TY, I think the name was like dropped. Like, it was just always Imi. You know, and I get it, because Imran and MY, but like, what, like, I'm kind of lucky in that sense where I don't really have a nickname. Like, most people just call me Imran.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, we don't know. Terrorist, probably an easy one, you know what I mean?
But like, honestly, like I don't know if you feel the same about being called that, but I would rather somebody called me a fat bastard than call me Johnny.
Yeah,
would you rather somebody called you a terrorist than call you Amy?
I would rather someone call me a terrorist than call me Amy. And son. Yeah, call me a terrorist. Or call me a Packy. I'm happy with that, like. You know what I mean? Packy Bonner.
I'm going to introduce the next podcast with, hi, my name is Fat Bastard and I'm in Dublin and this is Packy and he's in Dublin.
Yeah, it's 100% do that next week. The people will love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gas.
Hold on, I've got
one more.
Alright, well, yeah, I've got like a little inspiration list that like I kind of chopped up really quickly. I hadn't really thought all them through, but people who like film themselves constantly in the gym, like people who are in the gym to film, like they're treating it like a video shoot. Like come here, take a progress photo, take a progress video, whatever. Grant, but like people who are there for their whole hour session to film.
So you're not with the fitness. You're not down with the fitness YouTubers.
No, like, and I wouldn't mind it because I'm starting to like work out and go to the gym and like be more conscious of my like I am getting some of this content like but like I feel like there's a middle ground like because I remember like it's not as bad in the gym I'm in now, but like the gym I was in before like where like it was in Castleknock, so like you had all the Silver Spoon kids walking in and filming their gym sessions like and like I don't know, for me it's like I go to the gym, I don't even take my phone out. Like I put my headphones on shuffle, I put my phone in my bag and I lock my locker, and like I don't want to go near my phone for that hour. Like I want it to be like that's my time to be in the gym, because do you know what it is as well? It's like I'm losing weight, but as I just said there, I'm still a fat bastard, right? The reason I go to the gym at 6 a.m. is because it's not because I'm motivated. It's not because I want to try and better myself and my well-being. It's because I want to get it out of the fucking way. That's all I'm getting in at 6 a.m. for. It's not because of any like big motive. I just want to get it done. I don't like. Well, that's something I don't like. I don't mind it, but I want it out of the way. I don't want to have to go at like 5 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I want to go and there's nobody there.
So are you raw dogging gym sessions without music?
No, I'm putting my headphones on, putting my gym playlist on shuffle, but then I put my thing in my bag.
I don't know how people raw dog gym sessions. I don't know how they just go in and lift, no music. I mean, they're definitely like, you know what I mean? Like someone deep down is hurt inside. Yeah. I remember when I used to go to the gym in Benetton, and there'd be lads coming in with like all black clothing, and like they'd have their hoodie up, no earphones, and like they'd be at a bench lifting mad weights, like raw dogging it. And I used to think, oh, that brother's going through something. He was broken up with, you know what I mean? Like or I don't know.
He's just out of a 7-year relationship, and he's he's taking it back.
Yeah. He instead of hitting the alcohol route, he chose the gym, and he is locked in.
Now
Shout out to you, bro.
I have done raw dogged it, but not like intentionally.
You know that when you forget your
AirPods, or you forget your headphones, or
I'll ban that as well. Forgetting earphones, I'll ban that.
If you leave the house with your AirPods, you get a new free pair of AirPods on the bus.
Yeah, I think that's only fair.
Oh man, like forgetting your AirPods is like it's the 10 seconds after you forget your AirPods is like some of the most heartbreaking moments of your life, isn't it?
Just headphones like, in general, like anything. If you forget anything, it's just an inconvenience. It kind of ties into what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the inconvenience stuff. I have one more as well that I just thought about really quickly. There is people skipping queues.
Yeah.
Like, have you been at a chipper or anything, and like someone's like cut across you to order in front of you? I know, you're like, me, I've been standing here like 10 minutes, like you can see him in the front of the queue, like that wrecks my head, like actually pissing me off. Probably most people would probably experience that at like pubs, like you know when like if you're trying to get a drink. It's happened to me. Luckily at gigs now it's a bit more organised, but like I remember before when I used to work at gigs when I was younger, this is before they kind of had like queue sections, so it would be just like a wide bar, and people would come up, and like there would definitely be times where people would be like, obviously I wasn't able to serve, so I was just watching, like observing people, and there'd be a couple of people that were just getting ignored over and over again. Like it must piss you off. It has to, like.
Yeah, it's just pricks. Honestly, like pricks. But like it's like I agree. But like you know, I don't know if this like counts in the same category, right? But like I was in the gym the other day, and there was a guy who was using up like 4 machines. Like, do you ever get like who like rotate and like lads like just pick one or two. He was and he had like 3 sets of weights, and he had like his sweat towel, his water bottle, and like other things
Hate
marking
that.
off different machines. And like the gym I go to isn't a big one. It's like it's just a small local gym that has the
Yeah.
basics. Like it has one bench
The
press.
necessities.
It
Yeah.
has one set of each weight, like and he's taken up so much of it, and there's only so much, like like that, like because he had half the strength and training stuff that I needed. Like I couldn't, like he was using the bench press, he was using the weights that I used that I just lift when, like sitting down and stuff. And like I waited for a while. I done some more cardio. I went off and done the skier, done some leg stuff and blah blah. And I just had to be like, I had to come up from like, man, you still using this? Because it was literally about 25 minutes gone by because he was just walking between them all. It's like if I like took a treadmill, ellipser, skier thing, and like it's like he'd done his whole workout but just tagged something on each thing.
Yeah. A lot of people do that and it wrecks my head. That's what happens where I'm the same. Like, I'll do the other stuff and leave that to like the end. Even though like my routine would probably be like start off at the bench, because I want to be at my strongest, blah 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 blah. But like, in them situations, I have to bite my tongue and eventually be like, oh, here man, can I just hop in with you? You know what I mean? Like, can I just get in and get it done? Like, get out of the way? Because like, there's been times before where like, I back in Benetton at the start, there's probably like 4 benches, and if you go like at the busy period, like normal times you're going after, most people are going after work, there'll be guys at that benches like for like over 2 hours. Like, they just leave their stuff there and they come in with groups of 4, and like everyone's using it. Like, the amount of times I had to be like, lads, can I just hop in here? Like, and it's annoying because obviously they might be lifting more or lifting less, so you're constantly having to put the plates on, take them back off. You do a set, then hop on. Like, it's just a long
This is why
long process.
when I was going to the gym in Blanche, I went to a gym where I knew nobody because I just wanted to get like, as well. Like, I really like, this is probably just me being autistic, but like I like having my routine. Like I want to do the same sequence of workouts in a row. Like, I like to do a warm up on the ellipser. I like to do some rowing, and then move over, do some strength stuff, and then like I'll finish off with some more cardio. Like, I'll do like I like to finish with, I'll do like a run of some sort. So like I've been like, back when I was like actually like I'm on like 12 minutes now for my running, whereas like I know I can get up to 20 because I've gotten to 20 before, like on like a 9. At the moment I'm at like 12, and then like I'll do that, and then like I'll do a warm down the ellipse. Like, I like to do my gym in that order all the time, and if something stops me from doing that, like this is a me problem. This is me banning anybody or sending anybody to jail for this. Like, it just makes me stress out because of time, especially because I'm going before work as well. I'm like, if I go out of sequence and take longer, and then I'm going into the shower later, and then I'm going to be late coming to work, which is like, it's pretty embarrassing if you like to be like, oh yeah, I was late for work when you work from home. That's like not a great scenario to be in, like,
Well, if you need a prime example for autism, guys, Sean has just volunteered himself. I'm the exact same though. I'm not even lying. Like, it's just, for me, it's like if I'm going to the gym Monday to Friday, like I'm doing at the moment, and I have it step by step each week, it means that I know what I can lift each week will be heavier. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously this is my first week back, so everything's kind of been like light, just to get the muscles flowing, get the blood rushing and into the muscles, So I know I'm getting into a bit of a routine, and I know what I'm doing when I go into the gym. So now it's like, when I go into the gym for next week, like, I'll know, I'll be like, okay, I've this first, and I can start lifting heavier over time. Like, makes sense, right? Yeah. Quick and easy. But like, if someone then is like taking up something for so long, I'm like, it takes me a while because I'm biting my tongue, but I'll eventually have them to go over to them and be like, sorry sir, but is it okay if I hop in with you? You know, because it's always,
this is him right after doing his weights. He speaks like that.
yeah. I'm Mickey Mouse.
How would you feel about this, right? Because I don't know. Like, I feel we're both men who are comfortable within our sexualities, right? I don't think.
Where's he going with this, guys?
In the gym, right?
Right.
Do you shower in the gym after, or would you rather go home and have a shower at home?
Normally, right. Like, when I used to go to the gym in Ireland because I had the car, I used to shower in the gym because I could just hop in the car and then go straight home. Boom. I can just do. But recently, because most of the time now I'm going gym and then I have to go home and shower and have food and all, I've been showering at home. But I understand what you're saying. Like, I have used the showers in the gym, but at the moment I'm showering at home. But anyway,
because I've said that, like, I prefer to have a shower in the gym. Not that it's more comfortable. It's absolutely not more comfortable. But like that, I like being able to, like, have done my workout and like just be able to go straight from like pump and sweat to jumping in the shower and like being clean within like 5-10 minutes, like and especially like when you're driving as well, and like you put your sweaty back in the car,
Yeah,
and you,
yeah.
you just stink yourself, so the car will get a bit stinky and
Stinks,
stuff as
even
well,
that,
like
yeah.
so. Yeah, I like I'm firmly in the camp of like, because like this morning I woke up a little bit late, as I was saying earlier on.
You were saying.
I usually arrive at the gym for like 5 to 7 a.m. So I'm there. I can work out till 8, do my shower, and like leave the gym at like 20 past 8. Come home, have breakfast, start work at 9. That's like my typical routine. But I only got to the gym at 7:15 this morning because I woke up a little bit late, and like by the time I had gotten out and done my workout and my shower and stuff, it was like 8:45. So I came home and I was like in the door at 9 o'clock, but like I wouldn't have come home and had a shower. Like I know some people think that like I've said that to people and they think it's weird, but I just,
Are they open showers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a bit the place when I went to Junction 6 in Castleknock, they were a bit more closed off. They were a bit more like there was like a row of like 5 showers, and like you could walk by and just not concentrate on people. But like the one that I'm in now, it's like there's like 4 showers, but like one is here, one is here. It's like a square, and like they're just in each corner, and there is like a tile thing in the middle. But like if you're looking straight across, you can't see. Like you're basically in line with somebody else, And
we got any old fellas.
There's some old fella who's way too comfortable with his bits being out in the changing room as well. Like
no.
I've been there, like putting my t-shirt on, and like I'll like come up from my t-shirt, and there's a fella just walking by, like an old fella like in his 70s with his balls hanging out,
I hate that when they put their leg up and they start talking to you. How are you getting on, Shawnee? And his balls are
I
just
don't
in your
want to
face.
speak. I don't want to speak to strangers.
Elvis naked.
Like come here. Like I know it's a men's changing room and stuff, but I still do my best to conceal my own business. Like I do, just not even out of like any sort of insecurity, just out of respect for other people. I don't want to be seeing your bits. You don't want to be seeing my bits. Let's just keep things. I'll wrap the tail around me, take me boxers off that way. Keep it. Let's keep everybody on friendly terms here.
Yeah, I got that trick down to a T.
Whereas
as well.
like some lads
the
just
little
like
wrap around.
Yeah, like some. Whereas it's especially the older lads that like just.
It's their generation. It's just their generation. I think they're just. That was the way that they were brought up, and when they were in change rooms and stuff. But it is super weird. Like you'll never catch me and Finn in a change room. It's gonna be like, "What's up, Sean? How are you getting on? How's things?" And when Nikki's just out, like, taking our relationship to the next level,
Yeah, no, we saved that for the bedroom, of course.
Yeah.
But there's even this morning in the gym, so like I'm assuming like when you go to the changing room of the gym, you obviously have to leave your bag in a random spot. Usually not, because usually in the changing room there's no locker,
Yeah.
So you just leave your bag there. So I have a trusted spot in a corner where I can just leave my stuff, and I know if I lay it out properly, I know nobody's touched my shit, right? So I was coming into the changing room after just finishing the workout, and there's a fella coming out who was in that area, but he was walking out. So I was like, right, I'm gonna go into that area, and like, man, I got into that corner, and the fucking stink of a fart that he had let off, just it was like a dirty Guinness fart, and one of those ones that like make you like choke. Oh man, it was nasty. It was horrible.
Hells in the shot.
It was and I was like in the deep end at that point. Like I went into the shower and I could still smell it.
No.
Like it was a fucking fell fart. And I reckon because I was the only person in the dressing room then, and then other people came in after that. I was like, they definitely think I did that. And I didn't.
That's your man's up to burn off all his Guinnesses from the night before.
Yeah. I think that's probably it's probably
good segment to end the podcast.
Yeah, because that's very charming. Leave everybody hungry for more next week. No more fucking toilet talk.
I think for next week, it might be a good idea just to say on the podcast for this week, so people will know for next week about maybe the funny stories one we could do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So next week, guys, me and Sean are going to be talking about funny stories when we were traveling. Like even if you're just planning on holidays, any funny stories you might have. So you can reach us at the distance to them at gmail.com, and you can also DM the Instagram page as well if you would like to send us a funny story of you when you're traveling. Any funny ideas, any funny things that happened. Also we'll put a poll up during the week as well. that you can send in to.
Also, if you want to send a voice note as well, if you if you
Yeah.
don't mind your voice being on the podcast, send us a voice note to our Instagrams, and we can share it there, no problem as well.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. This has been the Distance Dilemma, episode number 23. Was it 23 or 22? Did I say to start this?
Well, sure, we'll find out next week.
Hold on a minute. No, it's 23. Yeah, it's 23.
Hey.
So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode number 23 of the Distance Dilemma podcast. This is the long distance friendship podcast between Fat Bastard and Packy. So, we'll sign off.
Shout out to Al. Shout out to Algerian brothers. Come on.
Shout out to Allah. I'll hand you off to Imran. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again.
Yeah, that's what he said. Shout out to Allah.
Alright guys, goodbye, and we will chat to you again next week.
Leave.